and I guess, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we're going to blow it up the very first time we take off. Yeah, it's a likely scenario. We'll see. Hey guys, welcome back. Steven here with Montana FPV. It's been a while since we've been in the lab working on something, but today I thought I'd put together something pretty fun. As I was scrolling through the Maker Lab the other day, I saw something, and we got to give a shout out to AST Drones for uploading it on there for free, and it is their rocket drone, quote unquote, the world's fastest drone. Maybe. So let's go ahead and build it and see. Now, it doesn't come with any instructions or anything, so we're just going to grab some parts off the shelf and slap it together, see what we come up with. I am going to put a link to the prints, of course, in the video, and I'll put a link to some of the parts that I'm using. But honestly, I didn't order any parts for this. I'm just grabbing stuff off the shelf, what we've already got. So I don't even know what we're going to put into it. I'm kind of going as we go here, guys. There are no instructions for this thing, and you know, so after doing a little bit of thought on it, I'm going to use these emaxx motors, which are 2207, which will fit perfectly here with what we're working with. We're going 6S. I could go 8S, but we're going to go 6S for starters. And we'll see what we get out of it. I've got this old Kakute F7, which is basically kind of gold now with the state of things in the FPV world. But I have several of these actually, so I'm kind of lucky on some of the stuff that I've got already stocked. We're just going to go with a old TBS GPS, because we kind of want to know some GPS stuff on there. I'm going to go ahead and put in this digital caddx air unit, which is going to go to our old DJI version 1 goggles. But this seems to kind of just fit right in here without making a lot of modifications. And this is printed for analog dual camera setup, which maybe would be awesome. I don't know. I just wasn't really planning on going that way, mostly because out of all my analog cameras that we got sitting around here, none of them fit perfect without chopping one out of a drone. I mean, Tiny Hawks fit perfect. I had some nano cameras. I've got some micro cameras. I have an entire bin full of old analog cameras, and I sat and I plucked through a bunch, and this actual caddx digital fit in there pretty much perfect. It kind of just goes right in, plucks right where we need to be, and you shove it in there. And I don't know how I'm going to retain it, but if I shove it in there, it fits pretty much perfect. Now, my field of view is going to be full speed or nothing on this thing. All right, step one. Let's go ahead and install the motors. All right, now that we've got these motors on here, we better get our flight stack out. So, normally I would put these upside down, hide them in from the bottom, have this whipped around, do some, you know, advanced soldering techniques so that I could hide the motor wires in. But on this build, we don't actually have to do that, because this nice cap is just going to cap it all for us. And we got tons of room, tons of play. The wires are going to be protected because, you know, obviously we'll have to fish them into these little grooves, which is going to be kind of a bugger. We'll see when we get there, but I think this is going to work nicely. So we'll go ahead and finish installing this thing and put it together. Wow. Green light. Proper tone. That's good. Alright guys, here we go. This is what we got so far. We got motors on, ESC on, power source on, capacitor on, everything soldered together. We got a green light, it checked out, and it is ready to proceed. Put the flight controller on there. Let's add our GPS video system, crossfire, put it on the computer, go fly it. Yeah, here we go. Connect it together with the ESC right now.
That way I don't have to unmount the flight controller to run the cable between the ESC and the flight controller. It'll keep it out of the way of our gyro, because if we see right here, that's our gyro. We don't want to touch that because we can't be touching that with anything. That'll mess us up big time. Let's see. And this is why we're doing this right now, is because notice I'm going to put a couple of twists, tighten it up a little bit, flip this over and around, get it out of our way, clean up the whole situation, put this into place. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and put some nuts on here. These lock nuts might be a bit excessive. I don't think we need those. We'll go ahead and just use these. Ooh, let's use plastic nuts. I think that would be the way to go. And this flight controller is hard mounted. I don't have a soft dampener on there. No little jello feet, but I don't think we need it because we got a soft mounted gyro. As you can see here, it's got the littlest bit of foam, and that's why it's kind of mounted up there on like a little foam thing, and it kind of works as shock absorbers for it. So I guess would be the concept. Torque these just slightly. I mean, it's plastic, but we don't want it going anywhere. Okay. There we go. We got a flight controller in place, and well, connected. Should we see if it gives us our full tones when we plug it in? Probably. Well, alrighty then. We did something right. Now, let's just finish this bird up. Piece of cake. Gonna go ahead and remove all of these wires, because I need to make a really long wire, because I need to put this is going to be mounted into the cone. I'm going to put our antenna out the side right through here, which is where our second camera would go. I think what I ought to do is drill a couple little holes and put a zip tie through there and zip tie it down, because we need to be held in place. This isn't going to throw off our aerodynamics so much that it's going to mess us up that bad. We can do that, or we can just leave it sticking out the side. I like just sticking out the side like that, looks cleaner. We're probably just gonna go like this and maybe super glue it. I don't know. I like to have something that's a lot less permanent than super glue. Maybe some nice double-sided sticky tape. Make a round, cut it out, sticky tape it in. I think that would be good. And then we'll put our video system right up in here, which is gonna give us the exact amount of room that we need for the camera to go where we want it. And then notice how long this wiring harness has to be, because it's going to go back into here, so the rocket's going to go together, and it needs to fit from here to here. So I mean, it needs to be not just that long, but our battery goes in here, so we're going to pop this apart, so I need it that long. So let's just go ahead and pull out some wire. Make it that one. Okay, let this cool off for just a second. Still kind of hot. Change tips though to a much more appropriate one. We'll go ahead and remove these wires and add these ones. Okay, there we go. Now, it should be pretty good to go. Okay, that's all I did there. I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down in there and see if it sticks. There we go. So far, so good. Gonna have to lengthen those GPS wires big time, but that's okay. We have the technology. just like that. You can see in there we've got antenna, GPS coming through there, which is, you know, not what it was designed for, but it's going to work wonderfully. We've got this caddx vista going down in there beautifully. We're going to stick this to the side with some tape. It's going to be beautiful. Alright, now this rocket nose cone's looking pretty good. We need to extend the wires on this GPS. Gotta get this area cleaned up a little bit though. Clean up this area, get some wires, extend the GPS. Okay, just need to extend these GPS wires out to match the length of these video wires. And then we can put this together on the main body and wire everything in. These are some little dang wires. There we go. Beautiful. Now, shrink wrap those up, and we got ourselves a wiring harness built, for the most part. GPS, video antenna, video receiver, camera. Okay, one of the next things that I think we want to do here is we're going to want to cover up these wires so that when we pop this cone out of the rocket drone to attach our battery, because our battery is going to go in here, I don't want to rip up these little wires that go to our GPS module and to our video system, and they're pretty small and fragile, and I've already got them soldered together here, so we're going to wrap it with this nice braided wire that I've got here real quick. and put some heat shrink on both ends. It'll suck it down nice, make it look real professional and very nice. Okay, let's hook up some of this stuff here that we got. We've got our GPS wires right here. We have our video wires right here. We have a crossfire unit, which we haven't even wired up. I salvaged it out of a different drone. So we're going to go ahead and wire this up. And then we also have our beeper, which is the ViFly, and it's a pretty good one because it's got this little built-in battery, so that if we disintegrate our drone and eject the battery somewhere, this has its own built-in battery, and it'll sit and beep for quite a while, and it's really loud. I don't know exactly how long it beeps for. I want to say like a day, but either way, it beeps for a long time, and it's really, really loud. So that's good. And it's got a light in it too. To understand your flight controller, you're probably going to want to watch a Joshua Bardwell video, because he really deep dives into some beginner stuff of exactly what are we looking at here with our grounds, our 3 volt, 5 volt, video in, you know, the B+, that's a straight voltage from the battery, which would fry our video. So what I think we're going to do here is we need to come up with a power source, but we need more than 5 volts, I do believe. So we're going to add another circuit to step down from our 6S, because we're going to be flying on a 6S, to more like a 16 volts, because I think that this DJI original air unit, I know if we hook it up to a 6S, it's going to fry, and we're just going to see magic smoke come out of it. But a 5 volt isn't enough power. So we got to find the proper amount of power here. Okay. Luckily we've got this Mamba 5 volt or 9 volt. We're going to switch it to a 9 volt, obviously. 2 amp BEC battery eliminating circuit. Okay. I'm quite the fan of this sticky putty stuff, which you can see is that right there. You can get it pretty much anywhere. I got it at Ace. So stick some of this on the back, stick it down. Now that holds our stuff in place. Now we can work with it. I have some nice auto clippers right here. They're okay, but they're not that great on these little teeny wires. So I find it best to just use these little snippers, which if you want to know where I got these, just tell me and I'll put a link. They're fun, you just gotta be careful not to pinch too hard. They work really well though. They're sharp, they're good. I bought a 24 pack literally of cheap ones of these on eBay for my 3D printing setup because it's ripping through so many, but boy, this one right here outlasts a bunch of those. Go. 9-volt connection made. Micro soldering's like what we call that. It's battery positive to get our 9 volts off of, because that's the only thing that we can jump over 5 volts that I'm looking at here. Plus we want to connect direct into here, but I don't really want to, so let's just go to here. Okay. And give me a ground. Let's take this ground right here. Come on. Here we go. Just trying to not have that wire in my way. Soldered these up enough times to where sometimes you kind of just aren't thinking about where the wires are going on the first couple, and then you end up with it in your way, and that's no fun. Okay, those are good connections. Alright, that is our power in. We're wired to a 9-volt. Let's go ahead, kick this thing on, put a multimeter on it. Okay. Don't know if we can see that or not, but there we are with that. I'm going to go ahead and fire this up, which we're safe to do because we don't have any. So see, we got a bunch of loose wires, but none of these are actually connected. We'll be okay. Whoa. Alright, now I'm sure we're completely out of focus on the camera and such, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and just test this and see where we're at. Ground. .19 volts. So that'll work. It's perfectly within the threshold of what we want to be. We know we're not frying it. That is power for our video system. That gets us transmitting video. And now we just need to hook up all of our telemetry off of our video system, because obviously we want to see the information out of the drone through the goggles. But this will fire up just the camera on its own, so that's a start. Okay, there's that. Naturally, I didn't put the heat shrink on it, but we've got something for that, so it doesn't matter. Video system powered. We can test our video system, but really we'll just finish hooking it up. We only got a few more connections. Pre-tint some more pads. Beeper's real simple. Just go to buzz positive, 5 volt, and ground. Okay, there's our buzzer. Simple enough. We'll plug this in and tape it in when we're ready. Now, to get our crossfire, I'm going to go ahead and toss this out of the way, hook us up some new wires. That. Okay, that's it. Connections made. As we see there, it's quite the jumbled mess.